Now, some good news on the coronavirus front. Israel finally reaching a trade agreement preventing the waste of well over 500,000 soon-to-expire vaccines. Just a few weeks after the Palestinian Authority reneged on their agreements and rejected coronavirus vaccines from Israel, Israel finding a viable solution for the doses, which are set to expire at the end of July before Israel can put them to proper use.
범정부 백신 도입 TF는 이번 달 7월 이스라엘 정부로부터 화이자 백신 70만 회분을 공급받고 오는 9월에서 11월까지 순차적으로 반환하는 백신 교환 협약을 오늘자로 체결하였습니다.
South Korea agreeing to accept the terms that the Palestinians flipped on, a win-win scenario where Seoul receives vaccines sooner than expected and in return provides the same amount to Jerusalem at a later time. Prime Minister Naftali Bennett explaining that the deal, quote, plugs the holes as well as ensures that Israel maintains proper vaccine stocks, end quote. And this as Jerusalem particularly concerned about the latest spike in infections. Israel confirming over 500 new cases overnight for the first time since March, half of whom are school children. Then 50,000 people are now also in quarantine. Bennett, for his part, repeating pleas for everyone over age 12 to vaccinate as soon as possible. As for concerns about the evolving variants that have made or will likely make their way around the world eventually, health experts discussing the need for booster shots, a third dose of coronavirus vaccines to shore up citizens' defenses. Israeli health ministry officials and other leaders in the medical community, however, are arguing that a third shot would only be necessary for certain individuals with compromised immune systems, if at all. And this regardless of the vaccine's drop in efficacy against new variants like the Delta variant. Meantime, Prime Minister Bennett ordering the health ministry to open 2 new medical studies that will later inform COVID policy. One study testing verified COVID patients who've been vaccinated in order to determine the vaccine's efficacy and rate at which it wears off among different medical demographics. And the other, a study of cellular immunity amongst vaxxed individuals through the use of serological testing, which checks for the number of COVID antibodies present.